Hi there. I'm coming to you from Paris with my AFP fact-checking colleagues, and I want to tell you about this story by my colleague Théo. On July 3rd, he debunked this post, claiming the First Lady of Ukraine, Olena Zelenska, bought a luxury car in Paris while she was in town for D-Day celebrations a month earlier, in June. Now, false claims about the Ukrainian first couple are a dime a dozen. Zelensky bought a Nazi villa, his wife is hiding out in the French Riviera, they've got luxury yachts and cocaine, there are a lot. But this one is special for a few reasons. For one thing, it reached a ton of people. 5 million views for this post alone in English, plus posts in French, Spanish, Greek, Slovakian, and Portuguese. But what's really interesting and a little alarming is the so-called source of this Bugatti lie, a website the post links to that's posing as a legitimate news outlet, Vérité Cachée France. If you click on the link in this X post, it takes you straight to a so-called news story by a guy called René Plaire. The text is super short and boring, but the point of the page seems to be these visual elements meant to look like proof of the story. There's the alleged invoice for the purchase of the car, plus a TikTok video from the car salesman, Jacques Bertin. It's fake, all of it. You can read the whole investigation by Théo at this link. Many of the posts that shared this story have disappeared from X or Facebook or wherever they were posted, but all of them are archived in Théo's article. And Vérité Cachée France may end up disappearing too. But before it does, let's take a look at it. It seems to have lots of articles on it, many with photos of well-known public figures. How can you know if a site is a real news site or not without reading the whole gosh darn thing? I'll show you. As my colleague Théo points out, though the site appears to have been updated regularly with recent news, it's positively peppered with evidence its contents were AI generated. For one thing, the prompts that seem to have been used are sometimes still right at the top of the articles. Here's one. I won't read the whole thing, but if you translate it into English, it says, among other things, if the article concerns the US government, NATO, or US politicians, take a cynical tone. A handy way to find these nuggets is to use the cite search operator. You type cite, and then the root of the website you want to search, and put your AI prompty phrase in quotation marks. In this case, it's please in French, or s'il vous plaît. And this prompt says, please rewrite this article taking a conservative position against the Macron administration's liberal policies. And if there aren't any of these red flags, another way to check on a site that seems to have months or years of articles is to see when its domain name was registered. This article appears to have been published in January. Did veritécachée.fr exist then? Let's find out. It's easy to do with the free public tool called Whois. You go to the website and put the root URL without the article extension, and it gives you a whole bunch of info. The domain veritécachée.fr was registered just a few days before the social media posts linking the fake article started going viral. By contrast, if you put in something like The New York Times, you can see its domain name has been registered for 30 years. It's worth being skeptical if you see upsetting headlines from unknown sources, because Vérité Cachée France is far from an isolated example. A June report from the Insikt Group, which analyzes online threats, found Vérité Cachée France was one of 2 brand new websites created by Copycop, a likely Russian-linked influence group that uses AI-generated articles to target French audiences with political content. Another article from the Insikt Group, also published in June, says it found Copycop is shifting focus to the US elections and registered 120 new websites between May 10th and May 12th. I put links to the Insikt articles and Théo's article throughout the video and in the description. Théo's article is in French, but you can use your browser to translate it into English. Thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more ways to find out whether what you're seeing online is real, check out AFP's digital courses and our other videos on YouTube.